All right, guys, we are here at Good Evening Ranch for episode 16 About the Top. We've got a special guest with us. We've got Dan here with us on site. And we've got DC Thompson running by. And we've got today's stock class winner, Mr. Brandon Davis. We've talked about him a lot on the podcast.
Right.
And so we had the opportunity. We decided we'd bring him in. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I appreciate you having me.
That's good. So I've been, I don't know, I started this stuff in probably 16.
That's when I started.
Well,
Yeah.
We're about the same, and I don't know as we've ever actually had a conversation.
No.
We've said hey, but I don't think we've ever talked. So for our listeners, the people who don't know you maybe, well, where are you from, what you do, just give us a little rundown.
Okay. So I born and raised in Huntsville, Alabama, and that's where we live now, and do construction, earthwork, and site work, clearing, parking lots, things like that. And my wife, same thing, grew up and raised in Huntsville. We met at church we go to, and we did car racing initially, and I bought a Polaris RZR when they came out with the 1000. I bought that and went to a race by myself, and we liked that more than the car racing, so we kind of phased into the dirt stuff. So
Let's back out. Car racing, what are we talking about?
we did autocross, which is they set up a course on a air base or a closed airport or something. They'll set up a course and you run around cones. It's like a road course, but it's timed. It's not fender to fender.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd heard a long time ago that you had transferred from auto racing into side by side, but I thought that you went straight into the big bouncer. But I thought that you had been in the off-road scene for a little while, and then I'd heard rumor that some of your old autocross buddies called you out, and you you had to go back out of retirement and show them how it was done. Is there any truth to that?
I'll do one or two a year, and from time to time, and just try and still show them who Daddy is.
There you
know?
go.
So we still have a car, and we keep a set of tires that we can throw on it. I ran in a kind of a stock class. It's a Corvette, but you can only do tires in a sway bar.
Right.
So it makes it fun, and I do love going back in there, and when we have time or we're home for a weekend, going in there and running.
I want to do I think we all need to get together and do a lemons race.
I've always wanted to do that.
I think
that'd be fun.
That
I
would
agree.
be awesome. They do one in Bowling Green every year, and there's a guy from home that does it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I want to get in on that. So when we, you went from that to this, dude, you've been killing it since you came in.
Well, thank you.
I mean, we talk about you a lot every week because you're always there. You catch a lot of shit for being Mr. Consistency, Cheryl's husband, all that jazz. But you're in the mix every weekend,
Right.
Whether it's the big bouncer, the stock class, the cup class, whatever it is. Now you've this year you're running a stock Can-Am, but you've run.
It's the second season on it.
Yeah, you've run about everything.
Yep. So I've
Justin Hoback said he just wanted to be on the show, so there he was.
Yeah, I've run this Can-Am, the same one, for 2 seasons, and those things are hard to work on, but it is bulletproof. It's knock on wood, it's really never let me down. Besides crazy things like a belt or something simple, but it's really. And today was a testament. Running both classes, so we ran 4 times. That was a brutal course, and didn't so much as break an axle. So
that was. Everybody was worried whether you were going to make the that last,
including myself.
The ledge.
Yeah, yeah, it looked good.
Yeah, it's one of those things you don't know how hard to hit it. I felt like I was hitting it as hard as I needed to, and when I finally reared back and gave her what I could, she jumped up there. But it's one of those things. I was just glad I was able to finish, all 4 runs.
Yeah, it today was rough on equipment in general.
Right.
For a lot of people. I was actually surprised there wasn't more people that got. There was a few people around. So let's set the scene a little bit. We rock racing come from kind of what we're doing today. It come from racing on the rocks. It's transitioned now to, we see a lot more dirt heels.
That's right.
And it's not because that's what we want to run. It's because what we can get the spectators to, what we can get the vendors to, things like that. But today it's a step back into the old school. So this course today was rock.
Right.
I mean, they made a little slit there through the field or what have you, just to extend it a little bit, but it was rock.
Right.
And I'm surprised we didn't have more people turtled up, stuck on some of those. And I mean, some of these guys, what size tires you run? 30s?
I've got 30s.
Yeah, so a lot of you and Braden in the stock class, he runs 30s, and I was really surprised on how well everybody actually made it through.
Right. And it was more of a technical course today that we've seen that you've actually got to, pay a little bit more attention rather than just hitting it wide open like you would the dirt. But, it's definitely a little bit more strategic of a course.
Yeah, I was.
And momentum.
Yeah. There's as long as you were going forward, it seemed like you were okay. There's a couple spot where you really had to watch your line,
right.
but for the most part, as long as you were going, it would continue to go. But this makes it interesting. This was a pretty good. I don't know. It's just different.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. It wasn't fast.
Right.
It kind of did take us all back to our roots. So what's I guess talking about that, if you had to pick a course, what would you prefer to race on?
I'm more of a track guy. Like if we did 5 laps out through the field and didn't go in the rocks, that would be me.
Yeah,
I would eat that up.
That's probably me too.
Yeah, I feel you on that. That would be my choice, because today I was telling you guys earlier, like I feel like I just basically got my butt kicked for 6 or 7 minutes straight.
And it's a lot rougher out there than it looks. I mean, you're in a controlled car wreck.
That's it.
Every run.
I got some good video today. I actually got out in the course and got some video, so we'll have a lot of that coming out too. But it was rough. Probably one of the roughest courses that we've had in quite a while. I don't know. I never did go to Texas.
It was very comparable to Texas. Texas was a lot longer, so you had dirt straights in between sections of rocks, so you could kind of regain your composure a little bit. But I'd compare it to, as far as carnage and damage, I would just compare it to Texas.
Yeah, and it's like Brandon said, it's like we would get kind of straightaways where it was more of a dirt, and then that would give you time to kind of relax and not be so white-knuckled throughout the whole course, as today, where I felt like it was just nothing but I was white-knuckled the whole time. I mean, it seemed like I was just in one controlled wreck to the next. You'd hit a big rock, and then you'd get a little bit further, and then, next thing you know, you're right on another big rock. It was definitely tough.
I couldn't have done it. There's no way. It's
the older I get, the more painful it is.
we run finals at Bikini Bottoms. The one year I raced, and we come down that washboard wall and then come down Cable Hill or Fable, whatever, concrete hill, whatever you want to call it.
That's terrible.
I got out of the car. I was like, holy crap, I'm dying. Yep. I looked at the point situation after the first day. I said, well, I can't go up. I can't go down. I'm not going to win. I'm good. And then, I've not been back in it since. So, I envy you guys who can still. But, I just love the sport. I think it's kind of stuck in a transition right now where people want more of this stuff. People want more of what we're doing today. It's just finding the places to do it.
That's right. And as far as spectator wise, I haven't seen this many people here on a Friday in a pretty good while. So it was a good crowd.
One thing about doing these type of courses is it's hard on the drivers too, that work full-time jobs. We're doing this as a hobby, and I've got a Can-Am that I'm gonna have to go through. I've got cracks on the frame. It doesn't steer straight. My doors don't shut. And it's time consuming going through your cars race to race. We have 2 weeks before Hawk Pride.
Right.
and it's a lot of work.
That's right. And then
between races.
Our last race was like 6 or 8 weeks ago, so we had a couple of months off, it seems, and it's crazy that you would think as much time off as we had that everybody would be so prepared, ready to go back into racing. And a lot of guys I talked to had issues. It's like for us, we had turbo issues, and it took a while for us to get our turbo back, and we didn't put the car back together until Wednesday. So it's like we're still just about as green as this coming into this section of the season as we were when we come out of the last portion of the season.
It seems like if it can go wrong though for us,
right?
If it can, it will. So that's nothing new. I don't know. So today was this is a little different for us. We're usually talking after the race. So today they run the Cup class, stock class. Tomorrow big bouncers, and then the UTV bounty. You have Menace, right?
I have, yes.
So you've had a couple of the TC buggies. You've had Menace the longest, I think.
Yep, that's right.
What about it that you just like, that you've hung on to? Because everybody in the country expected Tyrant to go to you,
right?
And you must have just really like.
I do. I like the visibility, with the motor to the side. I can see real good, and being an independent front, it favors a RZR, the way it reacts to things. I have had to work on one thing it does is it donkey kicks, and I've really
seems like
been
a lot of the independent buggies,
and they do. The front takes it so good, the rear is taking the brunt of the ledge, and I think I've tuned it out of it as much as I can, and that's why I like a lot of the Ultra 4 guys. You see them hanging a spare tire,
get the weight on the back,
and fuel way off the back, just because.
Well, I noticed back when Clayton Hollingsworth run that independent bug, his was the same way.
Yeah, they level off.
Yeah,
right.
But I like it, and I just decided to try and keep one and get to where I was good in the car, and it's been good to me.
Well, if you get comfortable in something and you can see and it feels comfortable to you, I think that is a big portion of the buggy's success.
Right.
You may get a different buggy, or what some people may think is a better buggy, but if you're not comfortable in it, that doesn't mean anything. You have to be able to drive the daggone thing, I guess.
Right.
And that's why we've worked on, we're finally building Dan a RZR chassis. He's never had one built.
Right.
We've got hand-me-downs, and so I think that'll be a big help for us. But what do you think about this hill tomorrow? So the first hill doesn't look too rowdy.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Right.
The second one, I guess, is the one. Well, you guys can't see it, but this one over here is going to be a little more interesting.
Right.
But I think with the big buggies, as long as the RZRs don't completely dig it out.
Right.
And I don't know, that may even help.
I think it's it's a commitment hill,
right.
And it's hard to, when you've got a 4-foot vertical ledge that you kind of have to roll up. It's hard to make the turn and commit to it. But
in the rain and the dirt at the top of it is just so loose and so soft. As soon as them front tires hit, they're going to dig a hole.
That's right.
So you got to be going.
Right. And then I feel like the first hill, like you guys said, the first hill is kind of almost like a highway, and I think it's just something just to help get us warmed up. The only thing that's, to me, that's sketchy with either hill is we have a downhill on both hills that we have to complete, and it seems, I have not been over there, but it looks from the bottom of the hill like it's a 4 or 5 foot just ledge.
Yeah, it's dropping off the top of this tent right here.
I never did like going down anything. I would much rather go up it and roll down as to drive down it on purpose.
Right. Usually, like you said, you don't intend to come down a hill on purpose when you're hill killing.
Yeah, no, that's for the birds.
And that's another thing. We've been doing a lot of it the last couple of years. It's more and more downhill racing.
Right.
Well, you got downhill racing, and then they've added some of these places we go. They've added like a short coursey, and even today they tried to add, the so you come out of the rock section, and then you run through a field and do some stuff, and then you come back through the rock. So they're trying to add some length to the courses. That way, maybe if you're not as good in the rocks, you've got a chance to make it up out there.
Right.
And that's good. But dude, I'm telling you, I keep going back to it. My favorite place to race, which I don't drive it, so it doesn't mean anything. My favorite place is to watch is that Windrock Hill.
Right.
Oh gosh,
That's one of my favorite places.
turn the corner and go.
That's it.
That's
hold-
one of the best, I think.
Hold it to the floor.
Right on.
Do a little praying.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, we did told you we wouldn't keep you long. I know you've got stuff to do tonight, and you may want to run back down and check out the hill some more. Anytime, we're going to start doing this at all the races that I come to. So anytime you see us out, stop
Okay,
by.
Cool. Yeah.
Anything you need for the Can-Am, holler.
Cool.
We'll get
I
you set up.
appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it very much.
Hope you had a good day today. Hope you have a good. I think you can get on the top box tomorrow.
I've got to. Old Daniel Heckley's right on my tail.
He'll be all right.
I'm tied for the season, and he's I think 12 points off of me. So I got.
Oh goodness. Yeah, it's
You're,
time.
you're
I gotta keep him behind him.
Where are we at in stock class now?
First, that should put me in first.
That's what I was thinking. So yeah, I think we had you picked for first or second. So
Yeah.
make us look good.
I will.
Yeah.
Right on.
Appreciate it. I'll
Thanks
try
for
my
coming by.
best. Thank you.
Right on.